She said it like she was telling me to take out the trash. If you don't like how I live my life, leave. She didn't wait for my answer. She slid into that black dress, the one she swore she only wore for girls' nights, and walked out with her so-called work husband. The door shut with a careless click. Silence filled the house like a poison. There was something final in her tone, something rehearsed, as if I was a guest in my own marriage, as if she expected me to stay, argue, beg for respect she had already revoked. Hours later, a single notification pulled me from sleep. A selfie, 2 drinks, his hand on her waist, no caption needed. I stared at the photo until the brightness blurred into white. There was no anger, not even envy, just a cold, clinical awareness of the truth settling in my bones. She had already left me, emotionally, morally, quietly. So I returned the gesture. I opened the closet, packed my bags, removed every trace of myself. The suitcases filled faster than my thoughts. She hadn't realized that the moment she walked out, she freed me from the last illusion of loyalty. By the time 3 a.m. arrived and her heels clicked up the hallway, the house was hollow. Empty hangers, cleared shelves. No trace of the life she took for granted. I left a note on the kitchen table. "You're right. I don't like it." So I left. She was expecting a fight. Instead, she got silence. The purest goodbye there is. I didn't learn betrayal in that moment. I had suspected it long before. It began with small shifts. Her phone always turned face down. Her late-night work calls. The way she laughed at his jokes like she'd forgotten mine even existed. I told myself I was imagining it. That paranoia was worse than truth. So I swallowed each suspicion like a stone. Then Thanksgiving came. My daughter-in-law called me, not to invite me, but to command. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." Her voice was sharp, arrogant, like respect was currency only rich people deserved. I should have snapped, but instead, I listened. I measured her tone, I measured myself. Something inside me settled. Enough. That night, my wife came home smelling like someone else's cologne. She didn't bother hiding it anymore. She just brushed past me and poured herself a drink. "Stop being dramatic," she said. I wasn't dramatic. I was awake. I started noticing everything. The receipts she forgot to hide. The private chats she thought she deleted. The way she defended him more than she defended our marriage. Every detail whispered the same truth. She wasn't losing interest. She had already moved on. And she was waiting for the moment I broke. But I didn't break. I observed. Quietly. When people think of betrayal, they imagine shouting, tears, fights, accusations thrown like knives. They never imagine the silence, the precision. I became methodical. I checked her bank statements. I traced hotel reservations. I went through social media, not hers, but his. Small details linked together, forming a story she didn't know I was reading. She thought infidelity was only physical. She didn't understand the emotional math I was calculating behind my calm gaze. I wasn't looking for evidence to confront her. I was collecting proof to leave without regret. Every night I lay beside her and pretended I didn't see the secret messages pop up on her phone. I counted every lie she told. She thought I was asleep. She didn't know I was analyzing, studying. People only fear the ones who scream, because they are too foolish to fear the ones who stay silent. She thought her betrayal made her powerful, but all it did was reveal the truth. Her loyalty was cheap, and I was done paying for it. The final evidence came on a Wednesday. A notification, a photo, him kissing her neck in a bar she swore she never visited. There was no shock this time. The truth didn't need words. It just settled. Cold. Clean. When she came home, I handed her the phone and watched her face crumble. Not because she was guilty, but because she was caught. You went through my private. I didn't let her finish. You traded this marriage for attention. I just traded you for peace. Her mouth opened, but I didn't wait for the apology, the denial, the manipulation. I had already packed. I had already made arrangements. A flight, a villa in Switzerland, a new life that existed outside the orbit of her self-importance. She didn't understand. I wasn't punishing her. I was freeing myself. I left that house, that marriage, that version of myself. Days passed. Silence followed. Then she called. Once. Twice. Then my daughter-in-law called with her entitlement. If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes. My reply was one word: enjoy. I posted a single photo. The terrace overlooking the Alps, the polished marble, the life I rebuilt without them. The phone rang. Then again. Then again. 71 calls. Desperation sounds different when the power shifts. They asked where I was. They asked why I left. They asked why I didn't say anything. Because the truth doesn't need justification. It only needs distance. I watched their numbers flash across the screen. I didn't pick up. I didn't return a single message. I learned something in that silence. Betrayal isn't an act. It's a revelation. They showed me who they were. I believed them. That was the difference. She wanted freedom without consequence, so I gave her exactly what she asked for. And when people ask me why I walked away, I tell them the same thing. If someone treats your loyalty like a burden, leave it on their doorstep. They will never understand the cost of losing you until you're gone. Sometimes the most violent act of revenge is simply walking away.